All right, all right, all right. What's up, cuties? Happy Tuesday to each and every one of you. Thank you guys so much for joining me for this Hot Topics live. This live, as well as my day. You guys know we can start the day off feeling good, and we hear some breaking news, and it just changes the flow of everything. That's how I'm feeling right now. Rest in peace to neo soul singer D'Angelo. OMG. Rest in peace to D'Angelo. Again, hello to all of you guys, to the cutie crew, the cutie mods, and each and every one of you. Hit the like button on your way in. I am going to go ahead and get started. So I will not have a chance to say hello individually or, how I try to do. But this was a shocker. It really, really was. And D'Angelo, also known as Michael Eugene Archer, has passed away, sadly, at the age of 51. And he was going through a private battle of pancreatic cancer. Sad, sad, sad. I do want you guys to make sure to say an extra prayer for D'Angelo's son, whom he shared with Angie Stone. We know that we lost Angie Stone as well. And this is heartbreaking. In the span of a year, their son is now a parentless child. You know what I mean? I do want to play for you guys just a quick clip of what, and this is when Angie Stone was still living, what they had to say at the time, talking about, an old clip of D'Angelo. Then I'll share a tad bit of humor, when it comes to my big sister and I, when it comes to this. So go ahead and take a look. Again, hit the like button on your way in. I appreciate you guys. Let me put up my copyright disclaimer banner, and I'm going to drop down uh, to the bottom here and take a look and a listen. Prayers going up.
Going on in those 5 years where everyone was waiting for you to come out?
Oh, so 5 years between Brown Sugar and Voodoo.
It was important for me to live a little bit. I didn't spend 5 years, just every day in the studio. I took some time to chill with my family. I had a son. After his birth, I started writing for the album. And this album is dedicated to my son.
Angie, how does this make you feel?
I'm in my feelings about it really right now because those 5 years he pulled away. One chapter of his life had completely closed. He had to walk away from my son and I.
They inspired me to not just write songs, but to be a better man and to grow up, And that's what the album is about. The music to me is about growth.
Prayers going up. They may make me take this down, but I do want to play one of my faves from D'Angelo, just a couple, less than a minute. But if you guys don't mind, go ahead and put some praying emojis in the chat. Rest in peace to D'Angelo, Angie Stone. Prayers going up to their families, especially their son. Take a quick listen, guys. How does it feel? A legend. Do you hear me? Yes, Angela. Sing it, D'Angelo. I gotta turn it off before I start crying, child. I gotta turn it off. Rest in peace again to the legend, D'Angelo. Yeah, heartbreaking prayers going up. I do want to show you guys just a quick little cackle. Cutie crew, I don't know if I was telling you guys a couple weeks ago or if it was a regular live, but I was talking about how my parents got so upset with my big sister and I when that song first came out. We actually tried to look down a TV. Now we were grown. I probably was in my early 20s. And, we knew we couldn't see down in there, but you guys know this pose right here on the screen. Oh, child. I hope YouTube. I tried to cover it. I'm sure you guys remember this. And this is a text message from my big sister this morning. She said, remember when our older brother got mad at us because we left the spades game trying to look down the crack of the TV? And we did. And my parents got mad too. Like, what the hell? So yeah, just a quick cackle, child. We wanted to see. You guys remember that video where they stopped it right there? And we was like, no. So yeah, it's good to be able to get a little chuckle out of this shocking news. You never know what a person is battling behind closed doors. It also should be a reminder to us, when we see people, for instance, and they lose weight or whatever the case may be. I remember they did that to Chadwick. They teased him. Oh my God, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? And D'Angelo dealt with this battle in private. So prayers going up again to the family of D'Angelo. All right, I'm gonna touch and go on this. He on my thumbnail, but I'm not even gonna bring up the story because he had that body, addy. Okay, he had a body, addy, and yeah, we really, me and my big sister, look, peer pressure and sister pressure. She was supposed to be a better role model to me, child. We are best friends though, and yeah, this picture still picked from that there video stunned us in the moment. And we are the best spades players, okay? Can't nobody beat us. Anytime we got up from the spades table to try to look down that TV, child. Yeah. But anyway, let's go ahead. I'm gonna touch and go on this. You guys see Michael Jackson on my thumbnail. I'm not even gonna give this latest family the shine. But I don't know about you guys. When do we blame the parents? So yet another family has come out years after Michael Jackson has passed away, years after he stood trial and was vindicated, in my opinion. Yeah, they're coming out saying that their kids were touched. My thing is this: lock their asses up. I'm over it. I'm sick of the stories. Let that man rest in peace. And when will the parents be locked up for negligence? Because either you wasn't paying close enough attention to your kids, you let them go unattended here or there. I don't believe it. It is what it is. But let Michael Jackson rest in peace. Please. Angela, I never get that picture out my mind, sis, at all. Do you hear me? Let me do something here, guys. Let's see if that changed. You're not going to move this image? Give me 1 second. And you guys can't see what I'm doing. So yeah, I'm not giving them the shine at all. At all. All right. But we're gonna go ahead and go to this next story. And think of these folks as well, as far as what they're doing to Wendy Williams. And we've been talking about this for the past year or two now. And she's still being used and abused. And shout out to Neighborhood Talk. I'll go ahead and read their caption. This is her guardian, though, on the screen. Okay. I'll give a little more commentary after that. But they stated the saga between Wendy Williams and her guardian, Sabrina Morrissey, is seemingly becoming worse. Even though Wendy is actively trying to be released from guardianship, she has been unsuccessful. Recently, Wendy was featured, and this thumbnail I like the picture. You guys see Wendy on this thumbnail, but she was featured in New York Magazine. And while reading her profile, Wendy said that she learned how much her rent actually was in real time, and it gave her cause for concern. So Wendy thought that she was paying 18, excuse me, $1,000 a month in rent, and she's actually been charged $25,000 a month. Where's the other seven? And why is it $18,000 a month for her to be holed up in, and that place that they have her staying in, where she's peeking out the window to get a glimpse of the outside world? Why can't there be assigned a new guardian and a judge? I just don't understand this. And I have to talk about this behind the wall. We'll touch on this in members only. But we know Britney Spears, and hey, Brittany Janae, I saw you sis earlier. We know Britney Spears was able to get from up under her guardianship, and I'm just wondering why Wendy has not been successful. And I'm not blaming her. I'm not blaming her family, because again, what I'll talk about behind the wall is we already know when it comes to Clear, they got complete control, and I just don't like it. I don't. Yes, Gigi, the guardian is a crook. She looked like one, But Wendy went on to say that she believes that Sabrina is draining her money. She doesn't even know how much she's worth. She's very concerned about this. And again, she was told that her rent was $18K a month, and come to find out it's 25. And then the sad part is Wendy only receives, allegedly, $200 to $300 a month for allowance. It's crazy to me. It really, really is. So, I'm still praying for Wendy as well, child. Her family, her son, somebody, reach out to some of these celebrities if they don't have the money to get better lawyers to fight this, and they are currently fighting, but it's moving too slow for me. And I'm sure a lot of you guys, this is not right. Wendy was seen a couple days ago, actually, and she attended the New York Fashion Week as well. So, they allow her, like she's a kid, again, to get some air and get in front of the camera so people could look at her and think that she's okay. And she's not. She's not, you know? So yeah, that's on that. Let me see what you guys are saying. And then I'm going to move on to the next story. Teresa, guess what I'm having tonight, sis? I'll be chopping on them while I'm over there at Pink Divas. Crab legs. Let's see. Gigi said, I don't trust those people around her. I feel that there's a bunch of them and she needs to be home. Where is the emergency injunctions? That's my question as well, Gigi. Because that should have been happened. That should have been happened. And I agree with you. Where are the emergency injunctions? Why does it just appear that she's just stuck? I don't get it. A couple more. Yes, Teresa, you already know, sis. Let's see. Pinky Diva. That's cute. Let's start calling her that. Pinky Diva. Oh, Lord. Speaking of Pinky Diva, I saw a comment from you, sis. You said, child, let this lady live her life in peace. It's so crazy how they're treating her. It really is. It's sad. Peach Prince said once she broke, they will be done with Wendy. And I totally agree with you. Let me respond to this text, child. Give me 1 second. Okay. I agree. Once she ain't got no more money, they don't have any use for Wendy. Because guess what? They're not able to spend her money. And I'm afraid for Wendy. I'm gonna keep it moving for the sake of this Hot Topics Live. But I'm afraid for her, because a lot of times, and I'm not putting this out in the atmosphere, and I'm knocking on wood, but a lot of times when people want to keep their secrets private, they will make sure you're unable to tell them. If you guys picking up what I'm putting down. Danya said Wendy is a cash cow for the Guardian and courts. Yep. Yeah, it's sad. It really, really is. Oh, how did you get that? I don't even know how to. I sent that to you, child. Let me get out these text messages. Talking about cute pic, sis. I didn't even mean to send it. Responding to a text message. But speaking of Wendy's, Wendy Osefo has been fired. And I told you guys we haven't seen nothing yet. Honestly, we haven't seen anything yet. The number of people that will continue to let Wendy go. Child, is she in this chat? Hey, Sheree Mose. Hold on, child. Give me 1 second. But the number of people, hold on. Sorry, guys, I had to respond to this. How you doing, Sheree Mose? Welcome, 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 sis. All right, I'm about to tell you now, Danya. But yeah, they're gonna continue to let Wendy go. So Wendy has been let go from Wesleyan University. They have cut and severed ties with her, meaning she's fired. Professor who? She gone. And please believe Wendy will not be able to speak in front of any other students going forward. Wendy will not be a political commentator on any of the shows and networks that we watched, CNN, MSNBC, and so forth. This is crazy. She gone. Shout out to Mr. Housewives. And he actually have the letter that Wesleyan University put out, but they have announced that they have replaced / fired, in my words only, but we bright, we're smart, we know what that means. Replace Wendy for the remainder of the semester. She had been teaching a course titled The Sociology of Reality TV, Race, Colorism, and Xenophobia. And Wendy should have also added keeping up with the Joneses as far as what she was teaching. So I don't know how many other universities that Wendy was still employed with, because it appears to me that, things shifted when it comes to Wendy. Early on, when she started Real Housewives of Potomac, she was still speaking as a professor and teaching and going from these college campuses quite often. But it is my opinion that once Wendy got that surgery, once Wendy focused on her body and the labels and the purses and the cars and all of that, just my opinion only, she lost focus of that. And so this is one of several. If she was still teaching, she was still doing political news, you know what I mean? And I highly doubt that we will see her on those networks again. JFTHFCTS said you could see her change. And that's what's so sad, because you actually could. Wendy, in the beginning, and I'm going to go ahead and give him his props. Do I have that? Let me put this up. Give me 1 second, because there's no need for me to read this letter. They let her go. They let her go because she was arrested on those fraud charges. But let me go to my DMs, because I believe I sent this to myself real quick, and then I'll read a couple comments. Let's see. Let's see. Yep, I do have it. Give me 1 second. So I am going to go ahead and give him his credit. You know, a lot of people, when it comes to Funky Dineva, you know, it's neither here or there. Is, you know, some people like him, some don't. He can say something like this that I totally agree with, and then Funky could come on out and say something that makes me cringe, like he has several times in the past. But let's listen to what he had to say, because I totally agree. My thumbnail, is it still up here? From another thumbnail earlier this week, I put scammers as well when it comes to them. And yeah, I agree with everything that he had to say in this. Shout out to Funky Dineva. I'm gonna go ahead and click like. This is allowed. I'm giving research and commentary. And this is allowed under the fair use. Shout out again to Sheree Mose in the chat.
Here's the unfortunate thing, Wendy. You fell victim to wanting to keep up with the Joneses for an expectation that you built in your head.
Sure did.
Wendy, we never looked at you as the fashion girl.
Ever.
We never looked at you as the it girl. We never looked at you as the girl that drive nice. We never looked at you or expected you to be the girl that lived nice. That was never the box any of us put you in. So the fact that you fell victim to the materialism of it all is really baffling to all of us, because that is an expectation that only existed in your head. No one ever expected you. There's never.
I'm gonna pause. Now, if you can comment and watch somebody, even if you don't care for him, is he telling the truth? Funky Dineva is telling the truth, even with Wendy making sure that she was dressed to the nines. I never looked at her and said, "Oh, she could dress her ass off." Never, not one time. I agree with him that was all in her head, and unfortunately, the downfall is because of that. Let's continue.
Never been a day where anybody been like, "Ooh, bitch, y'all saw that shit Wendy had on."
Never.
Bitch, Wendy was giving. We never looked at you like that, Wendy. Like, honestly and truthfully, Wendy, you could have worn Levi's jeans and t-shirts out the pack, and you still would have been received the same.
I'm gonna pause again. I totally agree. To the Patroni Cuties, what did we say watching Real Housewives of Potomac Sunday? I had to give Giselle her props. Giselle will throw on anything average looking, and she's okay with it. Giselle drove that Mini Cooper for years, and she was okay with it. Totally agree with Funky Dineva. Let's continue.
So to fall victim to trying to keep up, and then it was like a half-baked insurance fraud scam. And here's the unfortunate thing. Your husband is being disgraced and disbarred, which brings up another thing. You done fucked around and got your mama kicked out the village.
Got the mama kicked out the village, child. We spoke about that as well. I bet you her mama is pissed. And I didn't look at this live of Funky Dineva's, but it appears to me that he sort of agrees with me, because I do think that Wendy had an influence on her husband. Shout out to Aunt Debbie. Aunt Debbie said, look, now it's 50-50. It is 50-50. But I believe exactly what Indigo said in this chat right here. Too much materialism and greed. For what? And that materialism only presented itself to me through Wendy. Let's see what else Funky said, child.
It's almost as if your mother's sole purpose in life was to birth a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. She put so much pressure on you to become what you did just so she could float around the village and have bragging rights that her daughter is a professor. Well, guess what? Her daughter's also about to be a felon. Lord, I bet your mama can't even take her garbage to the damn road, bitch.
Child. Now, is the mama still over there in Nigeria? Funky say the mama is thrown out the village and can't even walk the garbage down to the road. I think Wendy's mom may live here for a limited time only. We'll talk about it.
Getting the eggs of shame thrown at her ass. Everybody's laughing at you. They're gonna laugh at you. I bet the mama probably self-deported.
Oh, child.
Baby, the mama probably said, baby, if you can't get me back to Africa, bitch, put me on a raft and ship my ass to Cuba.
Oh, child. Okay. Okay. Shout out to Funky Dineva. I should have listened to all of that, child, but I totally agree with him. I totally agree. As I told you guys the other day, Wendy obviously was book smart. I'm going to give her that. Book smart, but street smart, she is not. Was not. Her and her husband will be appearing in court for their first court appearance next month. That's if they have to show up. It could be a case of where the lawyers will show up. But yeah, Wendy in Funky Dineva's voice has absolutely effed up the thing. Okay, let's go ahead and take a quick listen as far as to what Andy Cohen had to say. And before I play Andy, Wendy, in my opinion, and again, I'm not getting any personal joy out of this, so don't think that. But she's without a job other than at the moment Bravo. You cannot go and speak to anybody now based off of these felony, 7 of them she got charges. So that's out. You done went to school all these years for nothing. Now, will they honor her degrees back in Nigeria if she gets deported? I don't know. But that job is gone. Political commentary, that's done. So as of right now, the only job that she may end up being able to keep is a Bravo. Why? Because they will milk her for everything that they can when it comes to this story. This story. They will milk her. But will she show up? Will she be too embarrassed to go back and face the girls, Ashley, Giselle, Kiera, and the crew? This here, I don't know about you guys. Drinking and driving, absolutely don't do it, and it is bad. But this to me, and especially based off of the charges, the felonies, is worse. You know, I say what Debbie said the other night, 50-50, but you get what I'm saying. I don't know if I could go back and face them girls because we know they messy. But take a listen to what Andy had to say, child, about Wendy Osefo. Shout out to Cece.
I want to say that, like all of you, I found out about the charges against Wendy and Eddie Osefo on Friday morning. And there's not much that I can say. I know nothing of the charges more than you guys do, than what I've read. I'm sad about this. I'm really sad about this. And, you know, Wendy is just, you know, I'm a Wendy fan. And she has been a great housewife and a great role model for, she's always led with education and her solid family values. And so that's what, you know, I'm really thinking about her and her family. And I'm certainly hoping that this is all some big, you know, nothing.
Unfortunately, Andy, this is not a big nothing. This is just big. It's a scandal. It's crazy. I know, and I know that you guys know as well, that Wendy and Eddie wish that they can do all of this differently. It's too late. Bianca said, Funky Dineva said she better stay on Bravo and get paid for her pain. She better, because that's the only payment she gonna be able to receive. You know what I mean? It is unfortunate. Her husband has been, if it's not on ink yet, disbarred. He can't practice law again. Now, I don't know if, you know, I'm not going to go too much into it, but I don't know if, child, where's Square Biz? Square Biz, are you listening, sis? If so, drop down. Let us know, child. But I don't know if he's able to go to another state and practice. I don't know, and I don't have time to research it. But yeah, both of them, as far as their current standings before last Thursday, it's a wrap. You didn't been in hundreds of thousands of debt when it comes to your schooling. And, they could still be paying that off. Who knows? They said that they had substantial financial trouble, which is allegedly one of the reasons where they concocted this BS. So, ain't no telling what they still owed. And this I hope it doesn't, will ruin them. How will they be able to maintain their homes, their lifestyle? That's a wrap. What a shame. What a shame. Overcomer, I am 6. I don't know. Yeah. But as it is, and look, everybody, thank you, Overcomer, because I'll go ahead and say it. As it stands right now, they do have those felony charges against them, and the insurance company absolutely has the proof. But everybody is innocent until proven guilty. We do know that. Bianca said, I saw on TikTok that they were trying to pad the books in order to sell Happy Eddie to show they were making $500,000 in sales. You don't know how true that is. We'll say allegedly. That's crazy. That's crazy. Lesson learned. We talked about this before. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you are, look, I know y'all sick of me saying it. I'm going to say it again because ain't no shame in my game. You better go ahead and file bankruptcy. You think I care if Linda Gamble know I filed bankruptcy? Or Overcomer know I filed bankruptcy, or CC, or Pink Diva, or Aunt Debbie? You think I would care who knows that I filed bankruptcy? For those that look up shit, don't even waste your time. I did it and absolutely will do it again. Knocking on wood that I'll never have to. Thank you, Lord, for keeping me to be able to provide for myself. Why is there such a shame when it comes to people filing bankruptcy? Y'all better take a quick search and look at all of these celebrities and stars and all of that that's done that. And had Wendy and Eddie filed bankruptcy, they wouldn't have to have done this. They didn't have to do this, period. So yeah, I absolutely did and can care less, okay? Can care less. Thank you, bankrupts. Baby, that credit score looking nice, okay? Hey, Christina Michelle. Overcomer, we're going to keep our eye out on that, sis, because we were talking about that the other day. But Overcomer said, I wonder if they will get deported. We know who in office, don't we? We know who in office, child. And yeah, absolutely. They absolutely can. And like I said, I don't know. I don't know if they can take their credentials over there to Nigeria's child. Simon is over there. A mess. That's all I'm going to say. Let me get this orange man off my screen. But I want to switch real quick to something that is absolutely disgusting. And I'm going to do a flashback real quickly to Boosie. All right, let me read a couple comments. I just looked at my watch. I got a little time. Let's see. The orange man filed 6 times. And he got a couple felonies, don't he? So shit, if he could stay, or his wife, Wendy and Eddie Osefo should be able to stay as well. Committed to the Journey said, with this new administration, there is a possibility of deportation. Teresa says, shout out to 140 of you guys. All kinds of circumstances happen that changes lives. Bankruptcy is a lifesaver for many. Yes, it is, child. Yes, it is. And yeah, utilize that. If you struggling, you know what I mean? That's what it's there for. You don't even have to do that. You can do the other one. One of them is chapter 7, one is chapter 13. That's what it's there for. If it was illegal, it wouldn't be an option. And if it comes to, and I can't say this, child, because they may be listening, because I was just a little selfish, okay? I wasn't even in the dire straits. Just if keep it real. But if it comes down to either you gonna be able to pay your rent to keep a roof over your head for you and your kids, or you taking every last penny and paying off them people, you better go ahead and file something. You know what I mean? I agree, Bianca. Bianca said, I would rather be deported than go to prison. Facts. Facts. Go ahead and ship me back over there to the motherland, child. And oh, this is what I just thought of, guys. Do you guys think that they will freeze Wendy and Eddie's accounts? If they haven't, Wendy, girl, I hope you didn't transfer all that money to your mama. Tell your mama to go back over there and tell your mama we'll meet you. That's where I think this is. I don't think for Wendy, and I'm gonna move on, that she would even have the option really to stay here and film for Bravo. So Wendy, if you listening, tell Bravo, send them cameras now. Let me go ahead and do a special now, because I may not be here. They'll still be able to air it, and they'll also pay you for it. Use the system. You tried to use them insurance companies. Use the system, child. Get you some last money and get on up out of here, Wendy. Get on up out of here, sis. Peace, love, and light say, if they are not frozen already. Angela Richardson said that part. My sis Danya said, Danya, that video you sent me, I cackled. If I got enough time, I'll play it for the cuties before we leave. But Danya said bankruptcy was a lifesaver for me twice when I was younger. You better preach. Look, I ain't putting on for nobody. One thing that I always get, and I love you guys for this, I'm real. I ain't about to come out here and act like something I'm not, or throw this in your face or that in your face. No, I filed, baby. Yes, I did. Okay. And yeah. So let's go ahead and keep it moving. My sis said money is the root of all evil. That greed will get you caught up single time. Every time. Angela Richardson said, yep, people do it all the time, over and over. That's what it's there for. Well, I don't get why there's shame in that, child. And after those years pass, it's not even going to show up on your credit reports. Trust me. So it's 7 years for one, 3 for the other, I believe. Girl, bye. Bye. Take that 7 years and make sure that you're saving your money and all of the above. Anyway, Miss Tina, last comment when it comes to Wendy Osefo, Wendy and Eddie Osefo. Shout out again to CC. Miss Tina said, maybe that's her reason. Maybe that's the reason why Eddie's family was and or is upset about him marrying her. Yep. We spoke about that the other day. Eddie's mama tried to warn him, child. But like Aunt Debbie said, 50-50. Because Eddie is the one that sent Wendy an email that said, is there anything else that we can add to this? Because I'm trying to get this to $423,000. So they're both to blame. Yeah, you can get it removed, child. You can get that bankruptcy removed. Okay. So anyway, let's continue. Boosie Badass, back during COVID, found himself, I'm gonna have to be careful with me sharing this, under public scrutiny because of what he said at the time that I'm gonna play for you guys. And there is someone else that did not get the hint, Mama D, that had the audacity to say the same ish. Okay, let's go ahead and take a look at what Boosie Badass had to say. And I'm going to say it again. Well, I ain't got to say lock Boosie up because he on his way to jail anyway. But Mama D, they need to lock your ass up. Okay, take a listen. This is back down memory lane. Shout out to Baller Alert. Take a look and a listen to what Boosie said that he did for his son.
Ain't finna get my son no motherfucking shit out here. I'm training them boys right. Ask any of my nephew Ask my son.
This disgusting.
They were 12, 13. They got hit. Yeah.
At 12 or 13, they got fellatio. Let's continue.
That's how it's supposed to be.
That's how it's supposed to be.
Hell yeah, I got my fucking son dick sucked.
Oh, I meant to mute that part. Y'all heard what he said? Hell yeah, I got my son's fellatio. Let's continue.
You fucking right.
Oh.
Yes, a grown woman. Grown, super grown.
He said a grown woman did it. Did you guys hear him?
Hands out.
Turned them out.
Checked all my nephews out. Super grown.
He had her to do it to all of his nephews, and the woman was super grown, like his super grown ass. Let's continue.
Is she grown? She checked me out.
She checked him out as well. You guys get it, because he's going to say something else that's a tad bit too raunchy. After that, I don't want to put that up on the screen here. Boosie should have been arrested. You guys be careful with some of the words that if YouTube hiding some of the comments, mods, be careful. Let's just make sure that it's okay. Just take a double take. He should have been arrested for that. Just to show you guys that he should have been arrested. Oh, can I share this way? Let me make sure. I just saw my Goodman name somewhere. Give me 1 second, guys. I just did a quick search to see, have people been arrested before for hiring strippers for their kids? And as you guys can see here, or maybe you can't, I can see it real good on my end. It was a YouTube video. I'm not going to share it, but a mom was arrested. Police arrested the mother who hired 2 strippers for her son's 16th birthday party, according to Glen Falls Post-Star. So my question is, why wasn't Boosie arrested? Because, they telling on themselves. This is self-snitching. Self-snitching for traumatizing their kids. All with the hopes of, I don't want them to turn out gay. Boosie, I think, was my opinion. Somebody did something to do when he was locked up before, because he always jumping into the LGBTQ, LBGT. I don't know. Forgive me. I forgot all the alphabets, but he always jumping in their business. Okay. But you guys heard him snitch. Now let's go ahead and take a look at Momma D. Momma D, who has admitted that she was a madam or a pimp in her words. And yeah, this is crazy to me. It really, really is. Let me stop sharing this screen. Let me share the other one. And Scrappy has spoken about this a couple times, which lets me know that, yeah, he's traumatized, as he should be, by this. But she not. Take a listen. Shout out to the Neighborhood Talk.
But you enjoyed it. She got service for free.
She's telling Scrappy you enjoyed it because you got serviced for free. And they're talking about when Scrappy was 14 years old. This shit is crazy.
The part for your birthday. And I tell the truth. What's she doing?
I think I was 14 or something like that, and she so I had a full-blown party, and we in the hood, like full-blown, everybody came because they, we popular in the hood,
And I had
so look, she had the whole hold on, Mom.
Okay, go ahead, you tell me.
Man, Mom said, hey, come on, let's get it started.
Blew the whistle,
boom,
put the girls out. How about they went and got their parents?
Yeah.
Oh,
we had the little girl. Mama had,
now the young teenager.
Mama had strippers in there. Right.
Yeah.
For my 14th birthday.
So she sounds appalled that the little teenage girls went and got their parents because she has strippers in there. They did exactly what they should have done. Okay? Momma D sitting here shocked. Like, this is normal. You introducing them to this at this early age in life is not normal. And here it is. She is a whole grandma. I'm going to keep playing. Meaning she'll do that ish again. Teresa, YouTube here. One of your comments says, for the words that I want you guys to be careful and space them out is stupid, dumb. Words like that, YouTube will hide them. So yeah. But anyway, so just space out the stew, space, pid. But let's continue.
The school girl about the real ladies in the grown women. And everybody came back to the door. All the mamas came back. Like, hold on. I'm like, what's up? My ground, 10 toes down. She was like, yeah, this my house.
Mama D say she stood her ground. Ain't nothing wrong with me having strippers for my boy.
My house. If you got a son in here that don't need to be in here, please take him out. Call him out. We need to get up out of here. Well, yeah, we gonna do. We doing some things. You know, cause no. And then look. And then when she left, all the girls came back, and we continued the party. Yeah.
So it was already said. I'll say allegedly for the sake of this video, because I'm not gonna play the whole thing because I want to read a couple of you all's comments. But it was always, or it was said before, that the same thing Boosie did for his kids, Scrappy experienced that as well, meaning somebody gave him fellatio as a kid. Mama D said she wanted Scrappy to chase the punani instead of carrying a purse. Then she said, no offense to the LGBT community. What are you all's thoughts about this? What are your thoughts about this? This is crazy to me. Angela Richardson, that's it. That's it. And it's so sad because even with you forcing, and not only arrest Boosie and Mama D, but the grown ass scrippers as well. That's sick to me. That's sick. Hey, Deborah. Let's see. And yeah, Mama D should have been stopped long time ago. These are the people that get these platforms, child, that's on reality TV, that go live 5, 6, 7 times a day, spreading this type of nonsense to the community. It's crazy and it's embarrassing. You know, I know none of us have to be shamed, but as a people, it is embarrassing. Daphne says she sounds proud that she did that. She is proud. She is. Shout out to Bondi Blue over there in the chat who said, so you actually assaulted, let me bring it back up, your son in front of other people? Totally agree. I'll read a couple comments from over here and then I'll read you all's comments. Reality Chat, a shout out to them as well, said this ish is not funny and I don't think he thought it was funny. Scrappy was laughing in the moment, but there's videos of Scrappy talking about this before. He's traumatized. And I can guarantee you he's not going to say, Mama, he got 2 sons. Can you do this for my sons? That is crazy. A lot of times when you introduce kids to something like that, first of all, you shouldn't, but they end up growing up to be people that end up graping and all of that. You know what I mean? Let's see. The Closet Ratchet said, I can't stand old people that are like this. Why do they be thinking about the possibility of their kids having same X? Like, that's really what it boils down to. Why are you thinking about your children's sexualities? Weirdos. King J, last comment, said, it's concerning how many Black parents would prefer their son to be over-actualized than gay. I couldn't agree with that more. I couldn't agree with it more. You know? Gigi said, all of them are way too comfortable with posting everything and thinking they are untouchable. Yep. Is there a statute of limitations? Is there a statute of limitations as far as when they could be charged? Because go ahead and go get Boosie. That was about 4 years ago during COVID. And go ahead and get Mama D. Lock them up. Because you're loud and proud about that. And like Brittany Janae said, it's disgusting. Committed to the Journey said, Wendy, if convicted, will serve time first and then be deported like Juicy Joe. Good point. Because Juicy Joe, I believe now he's in the Bahamas, but he was deported back to Italy. And he's been making posts since to the Orange Man, please let me back in. So that is a good point. They did. It may be a little different, though, committed to the journey, because when Juicy Joe and Teresa Giudice were arrested, we didn't have the current guy in office. And we know this is top of the list for him. So he may say, forget serving times, ship him on out of here. You know, good comment, though. Let's see what you guys got to say about this. In my opinion, I don't think Mama D ever stopped her activities. Good point, Gigi. Yeah, it seems like, child, she's down to do it again. You know, she has reveled in the fact that she's a piznimp. Okay. I pray Scrappy does not introduce this type of behavior to his sons. I do as well, Deborah. And, you know, naturally we don't know, but based off of me remembering, and I wish I would have had it for this video. How many minutes I got? Remembering what Scrappy has said in the past about this. He not looking at this like it's cool. And even that clip that we just watched, that was a nervous grin and laugh to me. Let's see, Scrappy talking about. Let's see if I can find something, a video. These are all recent. Oh, shoot, I'm not going to be able to play this. It's 3 minutes long. But in November of 2022, it actually aired on VH1 on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta. And let's see how much of this. Okay, nobody on TikTok got it. Shoot. Let's see. Yeah, because he even sat down and had a conversation with Mama D. Oh, child, if this ends up gone, oh shoot, that's Love and Hip Hop's official Facebook page. I'm gonna put this banner up for the replay gang. If this disappears, you guys know why. That means I had to erase it. Let's go ahead and take a listen, because they sat down together. And let's see if this is it.
Thank you for agreeing to come out here. Now we cleared the stage to give Scrappy and Mama D a safe space to talk one-on-one. So this is the first time y'all see each other in 4 months.
Hey, Mom.
Hey, son, I love you. I miss you.
I love you too.
Nothing is worth what has happened. Nothing. I want to tell my son how much I love him, how much he means to me.
How does it feel to see your mom after 4 months?
Feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like,
he's so handsome.
Would you like to hug your mom?
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to pause this, guys. I wish I had the time to scroll through this, but if my memory serves me correctly, this is when, because he cut her off. He cut her off for a short amount of time, and that was the reason why. He remembered the things that he experienced as a child. And she crying, child, let me get on up out of that. And you should be crying. But he remembered the things that she did, you know, or had people do to him. And you guys do a quick search. I just put in Scrappy talking about Mama D hiring strippers, and it's video after video after video. I wish I was able to find a short. I'm going to try real quickly again. Let's see. Give me 1 second, guys. Short videos. Yeah, I can't find it. Unfortunately, my apologies. But yeah, it happened. And yeah, he was upset and hurt. Rightfully so. Rightfully so. Let's see. There's no way I could be married to a man with a mama like Mama D. I would send him right on back on to his mammy. Agree. MSJ, you're talking about Wendy Osefo. I haven't heard anything officially that Bravo has fired her. And like I said, Bravo will milk a story. To me, Wendy is no different than the Judices. And if they kept them on the payroll, they should keep her on the payroll. But it's different. Teresa was a citizen of the United States. Juicy Joe is out of there. And I think Wendy and Eddie Osefo gonna be gone too. Yeah, and I agree. I wouldn't want, she created a monster, Mama D did, when it comes to Scrappy. And yeah, girl, who wanna be bothered with that? Absolutely not. Bambi got on up out of there. And I'll end it with Daphne. She sounds proud that she did that. Angela Richardson, sick. Who else? Brittany Janae, he's disgusting. And the only like Boosie, well, I can separate the music from the man because it said it all. You got the fraternities that step to it, and I just always love that song, but lock his ass up. At a party, he told her about herself and how she traumatized him with all those women in and out of the house and whatnot. Sure did. Deborah said, yep, I remember at the reunion, Scrappy lost it and was crying and saying how he was around women, bringing men in the house when he was a young boy. Yes. And she's sitting there, obviously, we talk about this all the time. Blood ain't always thicker than mud. And if you got to cut off a blood family member for your peace of mind, rightfully so, go ahead and do it ASAP. And obviously that amount of time, 4 months, wasn't enough when it comes to Mama D because she's still talking about it. Oh, Teresa on wife swap tonight. So they swapped out Wendy Osefo with Teresa. Because Wendy's episode, I wanted to see that too. It looked really, really good. It did. But I'm out of here. This was a quick power hour. Shout out to 170. I think that was the highest that we got to over here that joined me for this live. If you guys did not hit the like button on your way in, please make sure to hit that like button on your way out. Absolutely double check and see if you are still subscribed. I don't know what they doing, child, when it comes to these subscribers, unless a couple of you guys have unsubscribed. You may be in the bushes. And if you are, you may as well go back and subscribe, child. But yeah, over 10 for me. Not that I look, but when you go in your dashboard, you see who's still subscribed. Not the names, but And yeah, that subscription count is tricky. Okay. Double check. Make sure you are still subscribed. I thank you guys again for joining me. I absolutely got to go. I'm over my time limit by 1 minute and 15 seconds. But I love you guys. Shout out to the Cutie crew. Shout out to the Cutie mods. And shout out to each and every one of you that joined me. I'll chat with you guys soon. Bye. Chit chat with QT. 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 Chit chat with QT.